Hello and welcome to a new video of mine. This is the Panthoseeyeshadows update, and as always I will link all the details down below in the description box of who created this project and so on. I am always working on 6 eyeshadows at a time, and my goal is to either use them 30 times or hit pan on them. That's the rules in this project for me. And I will show you the progress now. The first shadow I had in this project comes from this Revolution Beauty Forever Flawless palette. I'm in Unconditional Love. And the shadow I was working on was this shadow movie. And I did manage to use this 30 times now. So this will roll out. And I used this 6 times this month to get to the 30 uses. So this shadow will roll out. The second shadow I was working on comes from my Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette. And the shadow I was working on is this shadow Hot Toddy, and I also managed to use this 30 times now, and last month I used this 11 times, so this will roll out as well. The next shadow I was working on was from the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette, and I was working on this shadow here, Swarm. I used this 6 times this month for a total of 20 times, so I still need to use this 10 more times to reach my 30 uses mark, because I will definitely not hit pan in this within 30 uses, so this will stay. Then I was working on the Sleek All Night Long palette, and I was working on this shadow right here, which I used 7 times for a total of 11 times now. So this will stay. The next shadow I was working on is this shadow right here. This comes from an old Storm palette of mine, which I depotted. And as you can see, I managed to hit pan on it, so this will be rolled out as well. And the 6th shadow is this Tangerine Dreams from Colourpop, which I used 8 times last month for a total of 10 times. So this will stay. So from the 6 shadows I'm always working on, I managed to reach my goal on 3 shadows and roll these 3 out, and I will be working on these 3 shadows and keep these in. And if you watch my videos, you know that I always look at my color story, and if I think I will reach my goal on one of the shadows, I already roll in new shadows so that I can start working on them right away when I reach my goal on one, which I did do so last month as well. I didn't think I would hit pan on the blue shadow, so I didn't roll in one for the blue one, but I already knew I was gonna hit my goal on these two shadows, so I already rolled in 2 more shadows, which I will show you now. The first one comes from my Sigma Core Rosa palette, and the shadow I was working on was this color Hybrid. So this will stay. I'm going to swatch it. And I used this 5 times in total now. And the second shadow actually comes from my Sleek palette again. And it was this cream shadow, which I rolled in last time. I did use this 8 times so far. So this will stay as well. And I will swatch it again. Well, you cannot see this one, but it's just a cream shadow. So I will need to roll in 1 more shadow so that I am working on 6 shadows at a time. So let's do that right now. I do have all my shadows in here, and I will just pick one out of here. So let's pick. And the number I rolled is 295, so 295. I need to tell you, I always say that choosing like this is more random than the random number generator. And last time I already rolled in the second shadow from this palette, and now this number is actually a palette I was just working on. So, I mean, it's random. I didn't do anything specifically to choose a palette again. But it's so funny. In my mind, the random number generator isn't random, and then I am basically having the same situations. But anyway, I will show you the color. It comes from my Too Faced Gingerbread and Spice palette. And actually it's the shadow right next to the shadow I was working on. And it's the shadow Figgy Pudding. So this will be rolled in. Ooh. Okay, it doesn't swatch well at all, but this is the shadow and this is my color story from now on. So let's talk about what I think I will finish. I mean, where I can reach my goals. I actually think, well, I definitely think I can manage to reach my goal on this one and use this 10 more times. And then I also think I will hit pan on this one maybe, because the pans in the Sleek shadows aren't as deep, and probably also the cream shadow, because I can use this every time I do my makeup. But this needs 20 more uses. No, 22 more uses. So it's a lot. So I think I won't roll in a new shadow for this one, because if I reach my goal, it will be at the very end of the month. So I would not be able to work already on a shade, a new one after this. So I will definitely roll in a shadow for the Urban Decay Honey palette. And I don't know about the Sleek one. Let's just roll in another one. If I don't work on it yet, it's fine as well. And if I can manage to roll this out, then I can already start working on another one. So let's roll in 2 more shadows. So the next shadow is 560 567. And let's roll in the second. The second number is 302. So I will be right back. Okay, I actually can't. 302 is another shadow out of one of the palettes I just rolled out. But let's talk about the first number I wrote in was 567. And this comes from my Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette, which I'm really happy to roll in because I didn't use this a lot so far. And the shadow I will be working on is this shadow Sweetie Pie. So this will be rolled in after I hit my goal on probably the Urban Decay Honey palette. Let's give it a swatch. This is the shadow. And the number 302 actually comes from my Revolution Beauty Forever Flawless Unconditional Love palette. It should be this koi shade. I don't know how similar it is to the Sigma shadow, so I will swatch them next to each other now to compare and to see if they are too similar. I won't roll in the Forever Flawless palette. I will roll another shadow, another number and another shadow. But let's see. So let's swatch it. This one is from the Corde Rosa palette. Hybrid. And this one is the shadow I would be rolling in. And I mean, they're not the same, obviously, but they are too similar for me to work on at the same time. So I think, yeah, I will choose another shadow. So we will roll one more shadow. And the number is 344. So 344. I'm actually super excited that I rolled in this shadow because it's the Colourpop Moonwalk Super Shock shadow. This is what it looks like now. So this will be rolled in after the Too Faced shadow, and actually these two work together very nicely. So I'm happy that I re-rolled, honestly. So these are the 6 shadows I will be working on from now on, and these are the 2 shadows I will be rolling in when I hit my goal on 1 or 2 of the shadows I'm working on from now on. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and let me know if you're doing the Panthoseeyeshadows eyeshadows, because I actually really love this project. I'm very happy that I'm doing this, and I'm especially happy that I rolled in the Pumpkin Spice palette and the Moonwalk shadow, because I didn't use this so far and I absolutely love this shadow. So I'm really happy with my new roll-ins, and this one we will see. It didn't swatch very well, but maybe on the eyes it will look good. So yeah, and I think it's very cohesive, like the colors do work together, so I'm happy with it. So I hope you are doing good and have a nice day. Bye!